What we're going to do now is look at a series of 3 videos on how to use at-risk in cost estimating. The first video is what we're going to do is work through a problem using at-risk from beginning to end. The first video is going to be concerned with how we set up the problem. The second video is going to be concerned with actually running the simulation and showing you the outputs. And the third video deals with how we handle correlation in our cost risk analysis. Okay, to start off, we want to actually consider a problem statement, and here it is. It's the problem statement that you should have be aware of having taken BCF 206, and this is the household budget example problem statement. Okay. Now, normally, when you were in BCF 206, we had a handout for you, that you could follow along with. But given that this is a video, I'm going to talk through this page. Okay, now that we have our problem set up, next thing we want to do is actually now run the simulation. All right, but before we set up the simulation, we have to define for at risk which of our cells here we want to have output for. Okay, what I mean by that is which of the cells do we want actually have probability distributions generated for. All right. Okay, the final thing we want to look at with that risk is how we get correlations into our model. You're going to be dealing with correlation analysis quite a bit in the BCF 302 course, so you're going to want to know how to do this. Okay. Okay, this next 3 sessions are going to deal with how we use COSTAT to do learning curve analysis. What you have in front of you right now is a spreadsheet that has the data that would be required to do a unit learning curve using lot data. You can see on the left, under lot size, column A, you have the various lot sizes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots, and to the right you have the lot total cost. Okay, the first thing you're going to have to do when you want to use lot data for learning curves in COSTAT is Okay, the last learning curve example we want to look at for using with COSTAT is computing a unit learning curve using unit data. Okay, what you see in front of you here is the spreadsheet as it lays out, and that we have units, okay, and then we have costs associated with each of the units. All right, what I've done over here on the right is just do a very simple plot of the 2 data, and you can see that what we have is a nice learning curve if we just do a nice simple plot. Okay, as you have learned in BCF 107, BCF 204, there are 2 different unit curve learning theories, or two different learning curve theories that are out there that can possibly be used by cost estimators. One is the unit learning curve, and the other is the cumulative average learning curve. This session deals with using computing the cumulative average learning curve using COSTAT. Okay, we have the same data set up as before, as with the unit learning curve. Okay, we have our lot size. Okay, what I want to demonstrate in this session is how we can use COSTAT to produce a production rate model. As you recall, in BCF302 we have models that COSTAT can use to generate both a learning curve and a production rate term for a set of lot data. Okay, so what I have in front of me right now is a spreadsheet, okay, that has 5 lots in here. Here's our lot sizes for each of the 5 lots. Okay, this module deals with how we do beta phasing using COSTAT. Right. What we have in front of us right now, what you're looking at, is actually an Excel spreadsheet showing the data that we're going to be using to do the phasing. Okay, you can see that we have 2 variables here. We have our time periods, whatever they may be, okay, 1 through 10. And then we have a cumulative cost associated. Okay, hello there. This is the first tutorial for BCF302 dealing with COSTAT. This tutorial really has 7 topics. We're going to be dealing with regression analysis. In front of me right now I have a spreadsheet open, and we have 4 different variables here with a number of different observations here. The cost variable is going to be our dependent variable when we run our regression equation. And then we have 3 independent variables: thrust, weight, and temperature. Okay, the first regression model we're going to consider is really the simplest modeling form for regression. This is our simple linear regression model. Okay, to do that, again, I have this data set open here. Okay, cost is going to be our dependent variable for the model, and what we're going to choose is weight to be our single independent variable for the model. Okay, so I go up here into the COSTAT menu, and I click on linear. Okay, the first thing you can put in is a case name if you want to. Okay, the next model we want to consider is a linear model, but we want to look at it as a log linear model. Okay, to do that, again, we're going to use cost, and we're going to be using weight as our 2 variables. cost being the dependent variable, weight being the independent variable. It's very simple to run a log linear model. We don't have to do any transformation of the data like you would have to do in Excel. Okay, we have one more simple regression model to consider here, and it's using the exponential function. Again, our dependent variable that we're going to consider is going to be cost, and our independent variable will be weight. Okay. With the exponential model, things are a little bit different than the two models, the simple linear model and the simple log linear model that we considered earlier. Okay, the first thing we have to do is we're going to click here and use a linear. We're going to declare a linear model. Okay, next series of models that we're going to consider are going to deal with more than a single independent variable. These are called multivariate or multiple regression models. Okay, the first one we're going to look at is a multiple regression model, a linear multiple regression model. And we're going to look at cost as our dependent variable, and we're going to use thrust and temperature as our independent variables in the model. Okay, the next multiple regression model we want to consider is the log linear model. Okay, again, we're going to use cost, thrust, and cost as our dependent variable, and thrust and temp as our independent variables. Okay, just as we did with the simple log linear model, what we want to do is now select log linear function from COSTAT. Again, give it a case name. Model we want to consider, and that is a multiple regression model using an exponential function. Okay, in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to say cost is our dependent variable, and we're going to say we want to use thrust, weight, and temp, all three of these variables, as our independent variable. As in the simple exponential model, okay, what we want to choose is, actually chooses this linear function within COSTAT. Okay, the first thing we want to do is give it a appropriate case name here.